Hi, my name is Allison, and today we will be talking about the Aetna Investing in Diversity case. Aetna as a company has shown that diversity is at the foundation of their company, and they find it an important area to place effort into to continue the success of diversity in the workplace, and have been doing so since its founding in the 1850s. Although diversity is built in the foundation of Aetna, Raymond needs to provide a business case for why it should continue to have the support for what they do. There's a wide variety of topics that Raymond believes would encourage the board to continue investing in diversity. This includes the company background, the current economic environment, their business case for diversity, Aetna's 2009 to 2011 HR strategy, Aetna's value-based approach to running its business and its broad-based approach to diversity, and direct and indirect payoffs from Aetna's diversity efforts. For Raymond to prioritize these topics, he must consider how each of these topics plays a role in the success and functionality of diversity in the workplace. This evaluation presents the strengths and weaknesses of each topic Raymond would like to address and how he should prioritize each in his presentation with the board. The strengths of the company background is that it presents key milestones that the company has accomplished since their founding in the 1850s. From these milestones, there are three that stand out in the terms of business foundation and key diversity events. In 1913, they developed group life insurance, which laid the foundation for what the company has built for their current healthcare business. In 1926, they hired their first female officer, and in 1963, they formally crafted an equal opportunity employment policy. The company background also provides us with the information that they are leading as the nation's diversified healthcare benefits company, and that they have made a strong effort to have a diverse staff, where 31% are people of color and 76% are women, and they hold higher up positions. The weakness of the company background is that it does not directly apply to diversity, and most of the board is most likely aware of these key milestones that the company has faced over the years. The current economic environment is more of a weakness than a strength for Raymond's speaking points because it has been made clear that expenses need to be cut because of the current economic environment. So while it is relevant, it is not a key point that Raymond should cover in his presentation. This topic is a strength to Raymond's presentation because it speaks to Aetna's celebration of diversity. It shows us that the company values and appreciates their employees' individual differences and how they've been able to create an equal work environment for their employees. By doing this, they are able to maximize creativity, productivity, and commitment to the workforce so that they may continue to meet the needs of their diverse consumers. Aetna's business case for diversity shows that they do not see diversity as gender, ethnicity, and race alone, but also as generational identity, background, and training of their employees. They use two key drivers to pursue diversity, and they are growth opportunities in non-traditional and other targeted growth markets, and the need for an organization that reflects and understands the customer base it serves. This topic is a weakness to Raymond's presentation because while it does show that the HR strategy is that HR will be accountable for the advancement of a diverse, high-performing workforce to sustain industry leadership, it focuses more on the growth of their business capabilities. They do have a list of 3 goals to work with this strategy, but again, while some focus towards diversity efforts, they are more centralized to the growth and success of the company. This is one of the most important topics of Raymond's presentation because it shows the approaches that Aetna has been taking to approach diversity. First, there is the ICE strategy, which revolves around integration, communication, and education. Integration entails that the components for working together across the enterprise and making sure that they are integrated into both the short and long-term business planning process. Communication focuses on the creation and delivery of information for all of their customers and employees. Education works to deepen the understanding of what their diversity strategy is, its components, its connection to the business strategy, who all is included, regarding the developmental tools to increase both organizational and individual competencies. Second, within the ICE strategy, there are 4 diversity areas that they focus on, which are workforce and workplace, suppliers, marketplace, and community and professional alliances. Workforce goes to measure the representation of people of color in management positions, and that no underrepresentation is relative to their industry peers and best practice corporate. The workplace provides employees with annual surveys that help measure their work experience and perceptions of employees with different backgrounds. And if there are any differences in responses, the company works to understand why and make improvements wherever necessary. Aetna has a supplier diversity program that allows the company to actively seek out women and people of color who own businesses and invite them to compete for their business. With a large respect for the community and professional alliances, Aetna continuously works to build connections and relationships with local community leaders, nonprofit organizations, and chambers of commerce so they can work to gain a better understanding of the needs in the range of communities and how they can provide them with an understanding of their healthcare needs. The strength of this topic is that it shows the results from the diversity efforts that Aetna has been providing. What this means is that while Aetna's turnaround in business results can be traced to its business strategy, the CEO made sure that diversity was a key part of its business imperative. Also, because of their diversity efforts, Aetna has received a wide variety of awards that mainly focus on their success of diversity in the workplace and the community. This helps bring attention to the company's passion and implementation of diversity for success in the workplace. There are several factors that contribute to the success of Raymond's speech. The main contingency is that if Raymond does not prioritize his information correctly, it will draw attention away from his main point of diversity. As described, each of these topics plays a part in the overall success of Aetna and mostly how diversity has helped lead them to where they are now as a company. When a company has a strong foundation in something like diversity, that is something that deserves to stay and benefit the employees, community, and organization. For this to be a success, Raymond needs to make sure he has his priorities straight and show the members of the board why it is important to continue providing expenses towards diversity efforts. If the board decides to cut the expenses of diversity, it could lead the company to struggle to maintain their diversity efforts and connections that they have made with customers, employees, and the community. Aetna has continued to make diversity an important part of the way their company functions. As Chief Diversity Officer, Raymond has an understanding of why this is important to the company and how it has led them to continuously be successful. Raymond has outlined topics that show the importance of why the diversity department should not have its expenses cut. Along with the goals of the company, I am going to be recommending some short-term and long-term goals of how Raymond can make a successful presentation, as well as what Aetna can do to continue its diversity efforts. So for a short-term goal, Raymond needs to take his topics and prioritize the order and time in which he speaks on each of them. An order he should follow is as follows. He should spend 3 minutes on the company background, 15 minutes on the business case for diversity, 10 minutes on Aetna's value-based approach to running its business and its broad-based approach to diversity, and then 7 minutes on direct and indirect payoffs from Aetna's diversity efforts. By following this order, it will allow Raymond to highlight Aetna's core of diversity and then show them how they have put diversity efforts into place and how they are succeeding. Some long-term goals is that they should continue to invest in diversity efforts and provide them with more expensive. While in the case it did not mention what the expenses were for diversity efforts, it did mention that other areas were receiving more. Also, Aetna should continue to build relationships with people in the community to gain better understanding of healthcare needs so that they can continue to lead as the nation's leading diversified healthcare benefits company. In conclusion, as long as Raymond prioritizes his topics correctly, he will have a strong business case to present to the board. While the range of topics he wants to present has played a role in the success of a company, not all of them directly apply to their success in diversity and encourage the board to not cut their expenses. By highlighting the successes of diversity, it will increase his chances of continuing to receive expenses and continue efforts into diversity. Aetna has built itself on being a diverse company, and they should continue to do so.